Hey everybody, today I wanted to make a video about suicide. So, suicide obviously is a very taboo subject. People don't like to talk about it. People don't like to talk about mental illness in general, but suicide, people are ashamed of it, I feel like a lot of the time. People don't want people to know they've had a family member that have committed suicide. And I was thinking about it, and I actually know quite a few people who have lost a loved one to suicide. When I was growing up, there was a boy in my class whose father actually committed suicide. And I've talked about my good friends Al and Carrie and how they lost their son Matt to suicide. So I feel like it's important to talk about. Let people know that they can, if they're feeling that way, they can talk to someone, they can reach out. So I thought I'd talk about my experience with suicidal thoughts. When I was in high school, I was depressed. I actually at one point wrote out a suicide note, and I don't remember exactly what I did. One of the effects of depression and mental illness is memory loss, and I find that I have that a lot. A lot of times I try to remember things and I can't remember all the details, but I remember I wrote a note and I went in the bathroom and I think I took a knife with me. And my mom found the note and she was banging on the door and crying, and I opened the door and I didn't hurt myself. And I think I took the next couple days off from school and I talked to my dad, and he talked about how, he was always there for me. My parents were going through a divorce at the time, so I think, that was probably a factor in my mental state. But so yeah, that was the one time that I actually wrote a suicide note. And I have since then had suicidal thoughts. I've thought about how I tell myself, but my mental illness, because I'm not my mental illness, tells me that people will be better off without me and that I should just kill myself. And thankfully, I've always fought away those thoughts, talked to people I'm close with about it. But I know how hard it can be to have that in your head. So I think if people knew that other people feel this way, they would be more inclined to ask for help. I got help. I have a support system. And actually, it took me a long time after that to really acknowledge that I had depression. I was maybe 16 at the time, and it wasn't until I was around 30 that I actually said I have depression. This is not normal. These feelings are not normal. And I started talking about it to people I'm close with. So I think that just speaking about this and letting people know they're not alone is a way we can stop someone from taking that next step. My good friends Al and Carrie, they've started a foundation, the Waffles Foundation, to get people counseling and healing through music, access to musical instruments, because their son Matt loved music. So I think that if people know that they're not alone and there are places they can go to, we can stop people from getting to that point. And it shouldn't be a taboo subject. You should be able to tell people, I am hurting, I'm struggling, I feel like I want to die. And you should be able to tell someone that without feeling ashamed, or that, you can't say these things. And that's my personal experience. Apart from that, I think that maybe noticing warning signs. If you notice that your friends, their personality is changing, maybe they're drinking or using drugs or other risky behavior a lot, that can be a warning sign. And just talk to people. Talk to people that you care about, especially now. As you know, the world is crazy. 2020 has been a crazy year. There's been fires in Australia. There's been a pandemic. There's been an election. There's all this bad stuff going on in the world. But if we focus on the positive and we talk to one another and ask people, check in with people, how are you doing? And letting people know that they're not alone, and then that they have a safe space that they can talk to you. I'm very fortunate. I have a great support system, and I sometimes I get a little worked up about it because obviously it's very sad. I know the pain that suicide causes. I know how those feelings hurt so much. So I just want everyone to know that you are not alone, and it is okay to ask for help. And if you need help, reach out. There are plenty of places you can go to reach out. And if you see someone you care about having these personality changes, they're maybe taking risky behaviors, they're drinking a lot, they're withdrawn, reach out to them, ask them how they're doing, and let them know that you are there. If they maybe are resistant, maybe they're telling you, no, they're fine, reach out to someone else they're close to, a family. If they're your friends, reach out to their family, tell them, I think this person is struggling. And let's all just be kind to each other. The world would be a better place if we all just spread a little more kindness. So, please, if you are having any suicidal thoughts, know that you are loved. The world is a better place because you're in it. And don't kill yourself. If this is the one sign that you need, if this video can reach one person and stop one family from suffering, then I'll be happy. So, thanks again everyone for watching. Have a great day. Stay safe and take care of yourselves and each other.